Welcome to Around the Weird. Here's your host, the museum curator of the strange and unusual, Mr. Nothing.
Thank you, mysterious voice, and welcome back to Around the Weird, a booktube channel where I talk about all the unusual and out of the ordinary literature that I have found in my travels. Today, it is Poetry Thursday, so I wanted to talk about some short-form literature that has interested me. Well, not short-form literature, getting Short Story Tuesday and Poetry Thursday mixed up. I want to talk about poetry today, and today's poem is all about robots. I am referring to The Robots Are Coming by Kyle Dargan. For those who don't know, Kyle Dargan is a Black American writer. He's written a number of books of poetry, won a number of awards for his work, and he's also served as the editor of a magazine. Which is pretty cool. That's pretty much all I know about him. And this is the first time I've encountered his work. And I can say that it's pretty interesting. It's very kind of brash, in-your-face type poetry. I found there were a couple of other poems that I was reading as I was encountering his work that I was like, well, I really want to talk about this. But ultimately, I chose to talk about robots because robots are strange, and it's very much in line with the theme of this channel. And I feel like for the past several poems, I haven't really been doing that. But, it's a return to tradition, as they say. So without further ado, let's talk about The Robots Are Coming. I will read it, do a little bit of analysis, and we will move on from there. The robots are coming. With clear-cased woofers for heads, no eyes. They see us as a bat sees a mosquito, a fleshy echo, a morsel of sound. You've heard their intergalactic tour buses purring at our stratosphere's curb. They await counterintelligence transmissions from our laptops and our blue teeth. Await word of humanity's critical mass, our ripening. How many times have we dreamed it this way? The age of the machines. Post-industrial terrors whose tempered paws, 5 welded fingers, wrench back our roofs, hydrophilic tongues seeking blood, licking the crumbs of us from our beds. Oh, great nation, it won't be pretty. What land will we now barter for our lives? A treaty inked in advance of the Metal One's footfall. Give them Gary, give them Detroit, Pittsburgh, Braddock. Those forgotten nurseries of girders and axles. Tell the machines we honor their dead, distant cousins. Tell them we tendered those cities to repose out of respect for welded steel's bygone era. Tell them Ford and Carnegie were giant men. That war glazed their palms with gold. Tell them we soft beings mourn manufacture's death as our own. And so that was The Robots Are Coming. In terms of analysis, there is a little bit worth talking about with this poem. Very, very brash and out there, kind of lamenting the coming age and noting that humanity's time is up. Indeed, one of the themes of this poem it's kind of the central idea of this poem, is obsolescence. When you're no longer the new thing and there's something coming to take your place. And you see that with the robots. The robots are the hot new jam, and they are so far, beyond us that we are but insects to them. As the narrator says, they see us as a bat sees a mosquito, a fleshy echo, a morsel of sound. You've heard their intergalactic tour buses purring at our stratosphere's curb. They have intergalactic tour buses. We have never even left the galaxy, and also they're like a bat. And that they see us as like a mosquito, like we're nothing to them. We're just an echo. They're going to eat us and consume us and be done with it. So that's not necessarily good for us. And they say, how many times have we dreamed it this way? The age of the machines, post-industrial terrors whose tempered paws, 5 welded fingers wrench back our roofs, hydrophilic tongues seeking blood. Kind of indicating that we've written about this before, like Isaac Asimov, among many others. And we've seen this coming, yet it's still going to be harrowing for us. It's still going to be, not very pretty. It's going to leave destruction. It's going to leave catastrophe in its wake, especially for the cities that will be abandoned because of this new technology coming forward. As they say later in the poem, give them Gary, give them Detroit, Pittsburgh, Braddock, those forgotten nurseries of girders and axles, cities that were once great and mighty, which are, because of the new ages that have passed, are a shadow of their former self. So like give them those cities and say, they were once great, but now they're nothing, and you can have them as we honor, the forgotten technology. And they say, tell them Ford and Carnegie were giant men that wore glazed their palms with gold. Tell them we soft beings mourn manufacture's death as our own. And yeah, kind of highlighting, the obsolescence of manufacturing, of traditionally building technology, of people building that technology in those cities like Pittsburgh, in the way of robots, coming to build that technology, which has been happening for some time, but also robots, taking other places in life. We see robot police officers, robot, vending machines. I don't know. I'm running out of ideas here. Just robots taking the facet of everyday life, proving that they are maybe the next step of the dominant species or something like that. Probably wouldn't go as far as saying that, but that's certainly what Kyle Dargan is saying here, that these robots are the next stage and that we should give them these cities as a tribute. So very, very fascinating, kind of like mourning humanity, noting that our time is over, that the robots, the AIs might rise up. He doesn't say AI in this poem, but you can kind of hint that that's where he's going. And then the last thing I'll note is just a funny aspect of this poem. When the narrator says, give them Gary, give them Detroit, Pittsburgh, Braddock. I know they're referring to Gary, Indiana, a city that was once great and mighty. But I can't help but think, like, give them Gary. We're gonna hope that Gary is enough to sate their bloodlust in order for them to not kill the rest of us. So unfortunately, Gary has to go. It's kind of an unfortunate, or maybe fortunate, specific phrasing, but it doesn't ruin the poem. I just think it's pretty funny. Anyway, those are my thoughts on The Robots Are Coming, a very fun poem, a very interesting poem by Kyle Dargan. I definitely recommend that you go out and seek this, and also read more of Kyle Dargan's poems, because there is a lot of interesting ones that I could have talked about, but I chose to talk about this one, about the bygone period of human greatness and whatnot, and the coming, robot age, coming digital age and whatnot. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Otherwise, just let me know what you think of the review. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that other people can find out about this poem or this poet. Join the Discord as per usual if you want to talk about books, movies, and other such things. And until then, I wish you the best of luck in your weird and robotic travels. Beep, boop, goodbye.